others, because we as adults get to determine what's best for us. All right, you said I answered your question. I just wanted to close that out. So, Kevin, what has taken place is Nola has ADD and ADHD. And so, processing feelings is not something that those two can do, especially when you have them together. So, the strategy that we developed, because we had a lot of conflict going on, is that she has a feelings PDF, win-win, always. And the best part about it, I'm coming back to you, Kevin. The best part about it, Regina, is the 74 principles of real leadership keep you in your frontal lobe, because be objective is one of the 74 principles of real leadership, and be fair is one of the 74 principles of real leadership. So it's literally how you stay in the frontal lobe. And I'm about to talk about the feelings. So what happens when you're in your amygdala, but you just operate in your frontal lobe all day long? Wouldn't that be amazing? You just know, you just interacting with people, and we all frontal lobing. We just all frontal lobing. And so we just keep getting all this amazing information from each other that we can use to become our best. It's really an amazing concept. So God willing, it will get out to the world, one neural pathway at a time. So to go to what Kevin's question is, and so to go back to feelings, because, well, Dr. Donna, if you're always objective, how can you feel? Remember, you are leading from your head, your heart, and your gut. So your heart has to do with your feelings. So my daughter has ADHD and ADD, been plenty of decades. No, she's not that old. It's been thousands of days of conflict related to that. So the strategy that we developed is she has a feelings PDF that we downloaded off online. If you want it, email me and I'll send it to you. And we developed this process. And the process is, what am I feeling? So she goes and looks at the sheet and it's categorized. She identifies that feeling. Why am I feeling this? What the heck happened? And people, ADHD are extreme, so they could be really happy or really angry, but it's those soft feelings in the middle that you don't know what they are. So what am I feeling? And then identify it on the sheet. Why am I feeling it? And that's where Frito-Lay's analysis, root cause analysis, comes into play. So you ask yourself why 5 times. Rarely do you get to the 5th time, but you, between the 2nd and 3rd why, you usually have your answer. So now you know what I'm feeling and why I'm feeling it. And then the final step is, what am I getting ready to do about it? So if you are on vacation and you are feeling angry because the beach is closed, and why are you feeling angry? Because this is the only day you're going to be in that city and now the beach is closed. What's your strategy? You're just going to go to the pool. That's a one-off experience. But in my daughter's case with business, if she's frustrated with a client, they're not sending photos. So people initially weren't sending photos. They weren't telling her what it was. We get to the appointment, think it's going to take an hour. It'll take 3 hours. Now we're behind and all of that. And so I kept getting frustrated with her. So what am I feeling? I'm feeling like I need to choke the dog shit out of you. So that's what I'm feeling. And why am I feeling it? Because this shit is disorganized. What I'm going to do about it, you're going to get organized and stay organized, which is one of the 74 principles of real leadership. So if it's a reoccurring thing that's going to continue to happen, you actually need a strategy for it. And so now people contact her directly through her website, through Yelp, or through TaskRabbit, and she has a list of questions depending on what it is, what category it's in. The people answer the question, they send links and photos, she sends them information. We know going what it looks like, where we're going to be putting boxes, if they're pets. All of those things are answered ahead of time so that when we get to the appointment, we pretty much know what's going on. Now, if people don't answer the questions, there is no appointment because you got something to hide, because fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So if they're not forthcoming with photos, sometimes they say you don't need to bring an assistant, even though I'm background checked this TaskRabbit, because outside of the appointment, everybody know who I am. So it's like, oh, you don't bring assistant? Nope. If you don't answer the questions, nope. We call. She calls first. It gives them a question, call second, and then do a follow-up to say, if you don't answer these questions, I'm not coming. 90% of the time, they're like, oh shit, okay, let me answer these questions because I ain't about to do this. But all of those systems had to be in place because I was feeling frustrated. So the heart amygdala portion is, if you're feeling something, I'm not saying don't feel. I'm saying, what do I feel? Why do I feel this? And what if it's more than a one-off? What am I going to do about it? And now there's a strategy in place, which goes back to the win-win. And that's how you feel your feelings, because they are there in the limbic system and you need to have human connections. And that's just part of how the brain works, but you don't stay in your feelings. And that's why, again, when you're using the 74 principles of real leadership, continually growing means I need to start assessing my feelings. I need to say, what am I feeling? Why am I feeling this? And what am I going to do about it? And as I've mentioned numerous times,